Another chance to redeem yourself. Let's see how you handle it this time.
Ringing that bell. As night cloaks Westwind, you can sense the corruption rising from the shadows all around you. You survey any soldiers you manage to recruit. You have gathered a large group of soldiers to defend this town. Here's hoping you won't need any more. I only missed out on 2 possible soldiers, so it seems like there was 10 total. You must survive till morning when Imperial reinforcements arrive. There is 1 blight terror and 6 blight. Not a terrible encounter, depending on how tough blight terrors are, I suppose. Let's give a rousing speech. Can I? Oh, it's gonna be a... Oh no. Oh no. Oh, the soldiers appear unmoved by your words and remain tense and fearful. Well, at least I didn't have a negative impact. A 1 in 4 chance of success. Oh god. The terror of Westwind. As the final vestiges of humanity are erased, the terror wakes. Use Bash to break the terror's corrupted armor and defeat it with a finisher before it regenerates. It is just a weird rock pile. I guess being an armored character might have helped, huh? Whoops. I mean, having anti-armor attacks would have helped. Finisher? There we go. There we go. Get a nice little finisher in there, huh? Try and take care of all of the side guys if I can. Ow. Wow, you have to really beat your way through that armor. Did that not hit him? Really? Ooh. That is some damage. Ooh, you're an interesting enemy, aren't you? Alright. Bash is interesting because it's a really rapid fire attack that lets you build up a lot of combo finisher, apparently. Oh, get out. That went well. They've continued their trend from previous games of having the boss encounters be interesting.
A mighty creature of chaos felled by your power. Does it satisfy you, this bloodshed? Knowing those you destroy were once simple peasants going about their day.
You're just being a prick like you always are. Am I guilting you successfully? You're killing things that used to be people. It's like, well, fucking, they're plagued and turning into monsters that attack everybody. Once the corrupted behemoth falls, the rest of the minions flee. Their spirits broken. The soldiers erupt in cheers, praising your valor. You can rest until morning, ready to greet the reinforcements with a town already saved. 8 soldiers recruited, but how many survived?
The magician returns to the deck, but now we only begin our stories of fate, folly, and magic. Do not think I'm satisfied with this, but at least we have a place to begin. Now you have learned the simplest of ways to build your deck. Each challenge will provide its own unique trials. Here are some more tools to keep you in good stead.
For saving the town of Westwind, Ruby Ring, Valiant Aegis, and Winter's Bane. For saving the town of Westwind, Man-Eating Tree, Gnomish Exchange, Lost Boy, Pauper Plague, and Westwind Tavern. Gotta keep them tokens in the deck, just so I can keep gambling at the chance of getting more. I didn't accomplish a single one this time, did I?
As you play, you will find more options open to you. Should you find yourself blocked or overly challenged, take the time to explore the board. Unlocking cards will give you options you have not yet considered.
Alright, this gives us some options. So we have the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Emperor. And if I fail at one of them, I would probably proceed by trying the other one next, so we don't do the same thing over and over again. But now it's at least branching. Let's try the High Priestess. Unless given other reasons, I'm gonna mostly go left or right, just for the sake of being easy to keep track of. Companion, still the same person as always. Collect blessings in order to enter the ritual house at the summit of Mount Freydis and negotiate a treaty with the Northerners there. Tribute. Gain blessings to increase your chance of success. Blessings. That's a return from before. Blessings are like passive, positive traits that you get, unless they changed them, and curses are the opposite. Northern honor. Do not expect to be welcomed by Northerners while treading in their lands. Campfire. Survive Mount Freydis by restoring life at camp. Ah, neat. We have the ability to camp and recover there, apparently. The Westwind Tavern. If it has a token, I want it. There's filter options? Wrong button. Token. There you go. Malaclypse's Problem and Market Thief. I'll keep the tokens in as long as I can to try to make sure we get to them. Then there's new. Oh, these are cool filters to have access to. That's a good idea. Fork in the Road, Gnomish Exchange, Lost Boy, Man-Eating Tree, Pauper Plague. Curious about Pauper Plague, and Man-Eating Tree, and Lost Boy. Try those ones. I'm glad they added filters. Those were necessary. Equipment. So here's the new ones. There is the Ruby Ring. They're not even items that you specifically start with. They're just ones that you might find if you're lucky. And if you inspect it, you find nothing because you don't know what they do. So I gotta add these regardless just so I can learn what they do. And then I can add basic useful things so I can try to figure out if I want them. Let's do Cardinal Blade. I like that one. And Warrior's Axe.
You find yourself once again in the company of prayer and religion. How unfortunate. Now it begins. Negotiations on behalf of the Empire. We will see how that story ends.
So something has changed. We now have a fourth resource listed in the bottom corner of the screen. There's, of course, your companion. You have the hit points, your food count, your money, and now we have that little crown icon, which they said to get blessings, so I assume it's blessings, but we'll see. But it's a currency type we haven't seen before. Blessings might have changed in meaning from before. Foothill. Malaclypse has somehow roped you into traveling deep into the far north on a diplomatic mission. While I usually refrain from working for the Empire, since this one takes me further away from it, I've made an exception. It'll square my debt with General Brandstrom and help open many doors for you. What do you say? How can I help? As you know, I have a great many skills, but my swordsmanship is unlikely to hold up against northern raiders. I know no one else who is more up to the task. Ask about the leader of the raiders. There are many clans dotted around, but the supposed leader of them all is the High Priestess who lives up here. Malaclypse points to the top of the soaring mountain before you. What about the mission? General Brandstrom instructed me not to come back until I talked to the High Priestess of the North and offer the terms of the treaty, he explains. Will you join me? Let's do it. Excellent. Bring your sword and let me do the talking, says Malaclypse. I've brought plenty of supplies so we can set up camp when we get hungry. Wow. 25 food. Seems great now until I get to an event that takes it from us. I'm at 30 food already. 0 to 6 blessings acquired. That must be the resource we need then. Malaclypse shares a tidbit as you commence your journey. The High Priestess is quite partial to blessings. If you can prove yourself worthy, we'd have a better chance of swaying her in our favor. Collect at least 6 blessings before you meet the High Priestess. Good luck. You grit your teeth and begin the ascent. Good luck, me. Alright.
A lesson in caution awaits us all. Nature, truly wild nature, will not tolerate fury in its domain, unless it is its own.
Avalanche. High up on the mountain, you see the silhouette of a man approaching through the heavy snow. He bellows through the roaring wind, "Who dares trespass in the sacred grounds of our priestess?" Oh, gonna have to fight. Hidden raiders spring down the mountain with the dexterity of mountain goats. Well, 2 on 3. So it begins. Not really interested in talking, as it were. It's not lost on me, by the way, that the loading screen means that this game joins the list of games that goes all on the blue and the blue and orange contrast. I've started off with the axe. That caught me by surprise. I should have checked my starting inventory. I'm kind of just surprised to find that this is what I'm starting off with. Boop. Very quick to dodge. Avalanche defeated. So we started with the villager's axe. We normally start with the sword. But I was briefly mistaken in thinking that it might have been the warrior's axe that we started off with, but no, here we are looting that. So the main comparison is that the villager's axe requires more hits to do the finisher, which does less damage. You need the warrior's axe to have the proper damage counts, the better crit strike move, and also the armor breaker stat. Now I've got that. So I started with a villager's axe. Let's double check my inventory. Wooden shield, adventurer's garb. Gotta remind myself to check it because apparently it's not always going to be the same thing. The clash of steel rings out, echoing through the peaks. The mountains answer with a low, ominous rumble as a wall of white rushes towards the melee, sweeping away everything in its path. 11. Well, there we go. You seek shelter against a bluff, pressing close to the rock face as the avalanche roars overhead. When the trembling stops, you are miraculously unscathed. Your assailant's weapon juts from the snow. As you near, you realize it is still clenched in his hand, his body buried to the wrist by the avalanche. Let's be nice and dig him out? Maybe he'll give us a maybe we'll get a blessing that way. +2 fame, that's what that is. Okay, so it's not a blessing, it's some resource we haven't been told about yet. You brave the cold and free the raider from his icy grave. He takes a moment to catch his breath and says, "You saved me. Though we are enemies by blood, take my blessing and leave me to my thoughts." Did I also get a blessing? Yes. Divine Intervention. Bonus roll. After all your rolls, rerolls in a dice gambit, you reroll your lowest dice. Nice. Awesome. That's a useful card to have. And progress towards our blessings, and we'll figure out what fame does, apparently.
Be careful where one takes refuge, even in the worst of storms.
Wow, dick move. Blizzard. With little warning, a snowstorm sweeps in from the north. The snow whips against you like shards of glass and obscures your vision. You struggle to find cover, and I immediately lost 20 health. Just no warning. Shit. Oh, shit.
For more than mere success and failure.
Oh, shit.
They choose the very stakes themselves.
The climb becomes unbearable. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of frostbite. When the howling winds ease, you clear the snow from the cave entrance to discover the dark clouds have passed. Malaclips forages for firewood, saying, "This log is dry enough. We can set up camp here for the night." You can access the campfire anytime between encounters. The campfire can be used to consume food, trade, or review your mission. They gave me food to use. I might as well try the mechanic.
Campfires will always offer warmth and heat, but they also change with each challenge. Be prepared.
So every time I do a challenge, the thing will change. Also, make camp was just crossed out. So can I only do one camp per floor? That's something to consider, which I didn't know before, but it's the first floor, so it's probably the easy one. A figure appears from out of a swirl of frost and snow. It is Northerner. I come in peace, he says. I make the pilgrimage to the High Priestess. I mean you no harm. Without waiting for approval, he slumps down beside you and warms his hands by the fire. In my youth, I once fancied a Northerner warrior. She almost cut off my head when I serenaded her. Malaclips plucks a mournful note from his lute. Young love, hey? Change appearance? I'm curious. What? It's just randomly listed there. It might just be the same character creator as always, though? Or am I unlocking new features, new options? I forgot that this is the color one. Nope, no changes. Nope, no changes. So it's just the same character creator as always. I was curious. If they're gonna make it a regular feature to be able to change your appearance, I was curious to see if significant changes might become available over time. Review your mission. It's just telling me again what to do. It's fine. Trade. The Pilgrim offers what he can. What does he sell for equipment? The Cardinal Blade for $1 billion, basically. Jeez. And I don't need food, and I don't think I have anything to sell. The Warrior's Axe, which is what I'm using. So JK. I can cook some food. That helps out a bit. I have so much food, I might as well just fully heal, right? Just watch as I get decked in the face, and the game's like, JK, you now have 3 food. Deal with it. You sleep through the long, cold night. In the morning, you pack your things and continue your climb up the mountain. I should not have fully healed because moving 1 tile was going to heal me by 5 regardless, so yeah, I realized that. Oh, we're getting stolen from again. We're looping back. What? Bad fortune, I lost wow, did something change? You jump to your feet and catch a glimpse of the thief as they weave through the crowd. I got hurt this time. Shit. The tangled maze of people proves too much for you, and the thief makes their escape. Guy's gonna make it hard for me, isn't he?
Not every temple has crumbled into the dust, more's the pity.
Temple prayers. The Temple of Divine Providence provides blessings in exchange for simple gold donation. I wish I had gold. I just got stolen by the thief, actually. So that's unfortunate. Maybe I'll get more. It's not using my food to move around still, so that's still a thing. So I can just come back if I get more.
Cold,
Shit.
Men become desperate. Women hold these mountains together, even through the worst.
We're once again struggling to find cover. Goody. Welp, I failed. The climb becomes unbearable. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the odds of frostbite. The wretched smell of fish meat and stale sweat alerts you to the presence of a bear, rousing from hibernation. The ferocious beast bares its teeth and swipes at you with its giant paws. Great. You flee the cave, having barely survived the savage attack. Luckily, the blizzard has passed. Malaclips forges for firewood, saying, "The log." Oh, we do camp again. Okay. If we so desire. Fortunately, what I need is I need me some monies. So there's nothing stopping you from camping whenever you want to? That next thing is going to be how I leave. I'm tempted to sell my... Oh, did it change? As though you were being stalked, the gentle northerner pilgrim emerges from the darkness, slumping down beside you. Mount Freitas does ever bite, he says with a grin. I love her harsh kiss and bitter cold embrace. Another day's good climb. If I sell the warrior's axe, I can afford a blessing. It's not a massive upgrade, but it is an upgrade. It's a good weapon, and it hurts me to not have it. But the blessings are the objective, and I'm not getting them, and it's kind of an issue. I'm gonna take the risk, knowing full well the mistake it may be. We'll see. So now I've got some money to spend. No. You can't reactivate the card. So I've sold the axe for no reason. Welp. Learn from that lesson, I guess.
The mountain itself pushes you back.
Ascension. A sudden blizzard slows your progress through Mount Freitas. The blizzard winds pierce your skin like shards of glass. Ascend. Well, I sold my weapon off for no reason.
Witches I will tolerate. They have at least stepped into the streams of power that magicians call home.
Blessed Brew. As you ascend the snowy Mount Freitas, you happen upon a cottage with pungent smoke wafting out of the chimney. A frail old lady sweeping snow off the path beckons you to come in. We've come in search of the great High Priestess to deliver an important message, says Malaclips. You'd better go bearing blessings if you want to get on the High Priestess's good side. I'm fixing a batch right now if you'd like a taste. If I've got it right this time, you can take it to her, she says, stirring the cauldron. Malaclips politely declines. I've been watching what I eat, but my companion here has an insatiable appetite, he says, nudging you forward. It says Blessed Brew, but is it truly blessed? Oh shit. I missed what those cards said. Those were different. They said different things than before, and I'm scared now. Shit. Wow. Okay, can you slow down, game? Both times it showed what those cards said, they came and went so fast I couldn't read what they said. But they seemed like something... I think I saw at least one new card in there. You take a sip of putrid potion and feel your stomach churn. I knew I shouldn't have substituted the cloud berries for bog berries, she says, comforting you. Choose the righteous path and you'll find blessings on your way, I'm sure. You step outside into the blistering cold and continue up Mount Freitas. Boy, we're not having a great time here, are we?
A grand opportunity for you to take whatever pleases you and go about your day.
Alright, let's try this donation thing again. 6 gold. Ooh, I can buy one? You get to pick one? I don't know what they are, though. Let's see. Gambler's Banquet. Receive +2 food after every dice gambit. Nice. Gold Zealot. Healing. Receive 15 life for every gold gain card you receive. I want anything that heals you over time I'm psyched about, so I probably want that one, because it's a passive background heal that helps events heal you, so you can maintain your health between fights. Monk's Vitality. Long Life. If your max life is less than 150, you may discard food gain or equipment gain cards to receive +5 max life. Interesting idea, but really dangerous and expensive. You'd have to discard 10 equipment or food gain cards to even reach 150. It's a very slow gain. Beggar's Charm. Pocket Money. Gain up to 20 gold at the beginning of a new map if you have less than 20 gold. Oof. That's pretty good. That helps me make sure that I can afford temple prayers on every floor. I think I want Beggar's Charm as much as I also want Gold Zealot. Daft Eye. Reduce the speed of a wheel gambit. I've never even seen a wheel gambit before yet. I'm gonna go for Beggar's Charm because it can affect my progress with this temple prayers source of blessings that probably happens on every map, and there might be one more floor. If not, I'm gonna feel really silly. Ah. Either way, it's a blessing. You leave with a new blessing, and you lose 6 gold. Time for Malaclips's problem again. You arrive at the city markets to meet with Malaclips's associates. It's the rag goblin. You have to give him 10 gold to even try, and I don't have 10 gold, so it's not happening. The goblin man looks affronted. Malclips places a consoling hand on him. Don't be mad, he doesn't know about how our kind work. Merc crosses his arms and turns his back to you. Malclips makes soothing noises. Look here, Merc, we'll be back before you know it with the gold, okay? Well, even as I make efforts to ensure that I have gold in the future, my current lack of gold is punished. Shit, man! Calm down. With these blizzards. The climb becomes unbearable. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of frostbite. When the howling winds, it's the same as always, really. Yep, and then you can camp if you want to, which I'm not in a hurry to do.
Will you push on despite nature itself attempting to thwart you?
Westwind Tavern, even though we're not at all in Westwind now. Westwind's only tavern, the Rusty Razor, is a safe harbor among the many dangers of our outer reaches of the Empire. Its barkeep sits outside its establishment with a look of resigned defeat. Upon your arrival, he jolts straight up and a smile almost breaks out across his face. At last, someone from the guild is here. These Empire soldiers have almost ruined me. Before you can disagree, the owner swings open the saloon doors and pushes you inside. He thinks I'm someone I'm not. Whoops. The musket of steel and 3 steel units. All Empire enemies, potentially. Inside, you discover a handful of Empire soldiers enjoying ale rather than doing their duty. The freshly invigorated barkeep hops onto a table and shouts above the noise, "You lazy, drunken deserters are done. The Stewards Guild has sent an enforcer here, and now you're all going to have to get back to your posts. This town needs defending." Uh-oh. I've been framed. One of the soldiers rises with a slight sway. "We've got 3 days until our shift ends, and we return to civilization, so we're not doing any fighting unless they threaten the supply of ale. Right, lads?" A raucous cheer erupts and beer tankards smashed together all around. "So why don't you take your shiny lion badge and shove off?" Hey, they remember my badge, I guess. Easy to do with no voice acting, right? Threaten or offer a bribe. I'm not really high on money, so I'm gonna have to threaten. The barkeep turns to you. "What are you going to do?" "I'm going to threaten the shit out of them, apparently." You suggest with menace the soldiers should report to duty or they'll report to the healer. Uh-oh. 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 "I won't be threatened by the likes of you," the soldier grumbles as he rises, followed by his friends. So I had a 1 in 4 chance of a successful, like, yay! Successful intimidate check in 5e. It was unsuccessful. It was wildly unsuccessful. Watchmen. Taken from the dregs of society, elevated to petty positions of power, watchmen can block, greatly reducing incoming damage. Use bash to open them up for damage. Give me that armor. Oh, shit! I have to ask you to stop shooting me. Ow. Gotcha. Finisher. Oh, he hit me anyway, looks like. Oh, shit. Ah, shit. Woohoo! Trying to be a little careful here. So I think that the magician has to be on the screen in order for you to get the, oopsie, the spell cast from him, which is a weird restriction, but okay. How's that working out for you? Whoopsie. Now, it got me with... Once you do an attack, you're pretty committed to it, and they can punish you severely for that.
A remnant of the Templars and their religious righteousness.
Do we want the Cardinal Blade or the Villager's Axe? We want the Cardinal Blade, obviously. That nice AoE attack. Let's get that back going again. Actually does less damage than the Villager's Axe, but honestly, I find the Villager's Axe rather awkward to use, and it seems to have removed my shield, I believe. And we get to heal. As soldiers fall under yet another blow from your weapon, the leader shouts out, "Stop, all right. We'll do our part, just stop cracking our skulls." For fame. I have significantly more fame than blessings so far.
Strange things still exist. Do you not see the beauty in this plant? True wonders still remain. Treat it gently.
The man-eating tree. High on a misty mountaintop, you discover a vicious-looking plant. Its gaping mouth looks more than capable of shredding you to pieces, but at its base you notice some unusual fruit. If you throw something, you might be able to distract the savage mouth, thus allowing you to steal some fruit. I have food already, though. And I'm already on the second floor, so I probably don't need the food. Throw a piece of equipment. No, I'm not throwing equipment to get food. I don't. First of all, I have like no equipment to throw besides my Cardinal Blade, and also I don't need food, so keeping it. You look for something suitable on the ground to throw, but quickly lose your way in the mist. Ah, well. Now we know what that is. Lose equipment, gain food.
Unforgiving. You would not be the first to die upon its peak.